Welcome back with a humongous heart. I'm Koushik and you are watching Koushik's Everyday English. This English speaking practice lesson will teach you some beautiful English phrases of time which you can use in your daily conversation. I've handpicked these English phrases for you so that it'll help you to speak English fluently. And believe me, these English phrases can be used to replace the basic English structure. And I'm sure if you start applying these phrases in your daily English conversation, your English will sound as advanced as that of the advanced English speakers. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Look at the first expression in today's list. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. How long does your heart take to make a beat? A fraction of a second? Yes. So, in a heartbeat means in a very brief time without any delay or hesitation. How will you apply this in a sentence? Look at this sentence. Even though the job was difficult, he did it in a heartbeat. It means that the job was difficult, but he managed to complete the job very quickly, within a fraction of a second. So instead of using the basic English form very quickly, you can use this phrase of time to make your English sound advanced. Let's move on to the next phrase, around the clock. Now, what's the general shape of a clock? It's round. So, around the clock, it means all day and all night, ceaselessly, without any stop or non-stop, you can say. For example, the pharmacy stores are open around the clock. That means that the pharmacy stores are always open all through the day, all through the night, for 24 hours, all through the week, 24 by 7. So in this way, you can use around the clock. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that generally we say medical stores, but it's incorrect. It's pharmacy stores. Pharmacy stores. So the sentence is, the pharmacy stores are open around the clock. With this, let's move on to the third phrase in today's list. As we speak. As we speak. This phrase means at the exact moment. At the exact moment. That means when you are talking, an incident is happening right at that same time, or the incident is taking place right at that very moment. For example, as we speak of him, his flight might have landed. It means that you are talking about a person to arrive, and when you are talking about him, at that very point of time, his flight might have landed or must have landed. So in this way, you can use this English phrase of time. Let's move on to the next phrase in today's list. Against the clock. You have got accustomed to the English phrase around the clock, and now this is against the clock. When we say or when we speak about doing something against the clock, it means that we are doing something in a hurry, in a haste, in a rush. So it means that to do something as soon as possible or try to finish something within a certain period of time. So look at this sentence. The emergency services were working against the clock as the tide began to rise. As the tide began to rise. Now, one thing I would like to introduce my daughter, my pet, Caesar, right? Because when I'm actually making the video, she's very near me and she doesn't want to leave me. So I have to include her in this video. So I thought definitely that to introduce her with you all. So she is also one of my family members. So let's continue with the English phrase that I was talking about, against the clock. So now I think you have understood that what does it mean, right? To do something in a hurry, in a haste, to finish something as soon as possible. Let's move on to the next phrase in today's list. At 11th hour. At 11th hour. It means at the last moment, at the last possible moment. For example, he postponed his trip at the 11th hour. That means at the last moment, he postponed his trip. He decided not to go. Right? He postponed his trip at the last possible moment. Let's move on to the next phrase in today's list. The next phrase is at the crack of dawn. At the crack of dawn. Now, what does dawn mean? Dawn means it's a intervening period between the night and the morning, right? Just when the sun rises. Now, the sun rises early in the morning. So, at the crack of dawn means very early in the morning. It's the early hour of the morning, right? For example, if I say that he arrived at the crack of dawn. When I say he arrived at the crack of dawn, I mean that he arrived very early in the morning. So instead of using this English phrase or this basic English phrase in the morning, you can use at the crack of dawn. Let's move on to the next English phrase of time in today's list, in the nick of time. It means to arrive or finish something before it's too late. And how to apply this in your daily English conversation, I'll give you an example. Look at this sentence. I reached for the job interview in the nick of time. Imagine the time of your job interview might be at 2 p.m. and when you reached the office, or rather you reached the office for the interview just before 2 p.m. So in this way you can use the expression in the nick of time. Let's move on to the next expression. Only time will tell. Now, only time will tell means we cannot know the truth or the answer just now, but we'll have to wait. For example, only time will tell if you will be a doctor. That means you have to study hard and then only you can opt for the medical profession, and that cannot be decided just now. It depends on time, right? That if you study properly, if you are a good student, if you are very serious, then only you can opt for the medical profession. It's not a very easy task. So only time will tell. So in this way, you can use this English expression of time in your daily conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, this is for today, and I hope today's English speaking practice lesson will be very, very helpful for you. And you will start applying these English phrases of time in your daily conversation to make your English sound as advanced as that of the advanced English speakers. I'll be back again with another interesting English speaking practice lesson for you. But before I leave, I would like to remind you once more to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back again with another interesting video, with another interesting English speaking practice lesson for you. Till then, stay safe, love your family, love your parents, and love yourself.